From The National, this is Trending Middle East. I'm Yasmin Al-Taji. It's Wednesday, August 27. Here are today's headlines. Israel's former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert said he's on a mission to help topple Benjamin Netanyahu. He says that's because of the way he's handling the war in Gaza.
Why Netanyahu is doing, you have to ask him. I can't explain him. I don't want to explain him. I don't like to explain him, and I don't want to justify him. I can only say that I totally disagree with him, and I think that it should be stopped. And if he will not stop it, I hope that we will be successful in overthrowing it.
That's Olmert speaking in an interview with The National's Nada AlTaher. Here she is now.
All of this comes over Israel's handling of the war on Gaza, which Olmert said should have ended a long time ago, as far back as January last year. Olmert says he doesn't see the merit in a military operation there. He even asked what can be achieved that couldn't have been done in the past 23 months. Aside from that, he also doubled down on Israel's responsibility for the humanitarian situation in Gaza, where a famine has been declared.
Olmert led the Israeli government from 2006 to 2009. He launched a 22-day offensive in Gaza in late 2008, in which about 1,400 Palestinians and 13 Israelis were killed.
Although he said he didn't read the UN report, which came out last week, Olmert did say that a lot of wrongdoings have been committed towards the people in Gaza, even saying that the majority of people killed were not involved, i.e., they were innocent civilians.
Israel has so far killed more than 62,000 Palestinians and injured more than 158,000 since the war began on October 7th, 2023. While Israeli officials seek to discredit the Palestinian death toll by saying it comes from Hamas, Olmert acknowledged that the majority of those killed were civilians. The U.S. is offering new incentives for Lebanon to move forward with its plan to disarm Hezbollah. They include a new economic zone in the south of the country. That's according to U.S. envoy Tom Barrack, who spoke Tuesday at the Babda Presidential Palace in Beirut.
So we have to have money coming into the system. The money will come from the Gulf. Lebanon, for all the reasons we know, has always had that historic ability to harness enterprise, business, banking.
The National's Nada Homsi reports from Beirut.
He believes Hezbollah could be convinced in a non-adversarial way to join the Lebanese state, saying economic incentives would help to convince the group. He also urged the Lebanese government to hold direct talks with Israel, a country that it does not recognize. He suggested economic incentives would act as a replacement for the group's Iranian funding and that economic incentives might sway them. He envisioned Gulf countries acting as a sort of economic forum for investment in South Lebanon and said that Qatar and Saudi Arabia are ready and willing partners.
Barrack appeared to place equal blame on Lebanon and Israel for breaches of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire that ended 14 months of fighting between Israel and Hezbollah last November. That's despite Israel's continuing military presence in Lebanese territory and near-daily strikes in the country.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said this week that the Israeli army would be willing to begin phasing a withdrawal of Israeli forces if the Lebanese show tangible steps toward disarming Hezbollah. But Hezbollah has repeatedly rejected the idea of disarming before Israel withdraws. It says it would be open to negotiating a national defense strategy with Lebanese leaders, but not under Israeli or U.S. terms.
Israeli forces have remained in 5 strategic positions in Lebanon since its ground invasion in October 2024 during a full-scale war with Hezbollah. That's despite a truce agreed in November which stipulated complete withdrawal. Israel has violated the ceasefire hundreds of times. Lebanon's former central bank governor Riad Salameh has been released from prison on bail. It's reported to be the largest bail in the country's history, set at $20 million and 5 billion Lebanese pounds. Salameh was arrested in September 2024 at the instruction of public prosecutor Judge Jamal Hajjar. He was charged with embezzling public funds, forgery, illicit enrichment, and money laundering. The charges are related to an investigation into a massive fraud scheme that saw more than $110 million allegedly embezzled from Lebanon's central bank. This is also known as the optimum case. Here's the National's Nada Maucourant Atallah with more.
We've spoken with Salameh's lawyer, and he told us that he welcomes the decision, though he told us that it came very late. We also spoken with legal experts, and they told us that the release itself is not surprising given the nature of his detention. It was only a provisional detention. But what they are more concerned about is the slow pace of the investigation. And, over the last year, during the Salameh's provisional detention, there's been really little progress in the optimum investigation, to a point that some fear that the case could stall.
The ruling also imposes a 1-year travel ban on Salameh. He remains the subject of judicial investigations both at home and abroad. That's all for this morning's headlines. You can get these stories and follow our live coverage at our site. Yasmin Altaji, The National.